And now,
Radio Cayman presents
The Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning and welcome to The Buzz. I am your host, Orrett Connor, filling in for Miss Kathy Miller. So, you are listening to The Buzz on Radio Cayman. This morning, we're going to put the spotlight on units, moving, and portable storage. So, folks, whether you're relocating, decluttering, which many of us do, or dealing with the unexpected, they're here to provide reliable, accessible, and innovative storage solutions to meet your needs. And the they that I'm speaking about is units, right? They're not just about containers, of course. They're about people, communities, and also making life easier for all of us. Joining us today are Adrienne, Polotowicz, I hope Polotowicz, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Close enough, thank you.
Polotowicz, right, Vice President of Units, and Mr. Alan Blake, who's the Operations and Facility Manager of Units. Moving and of Units Moving and Portable Storage. As we aim to find out more about the business, we're going to be conversing with them right here on The Buzz. So first of all, let me say good morning and welcome. Should I say back to The Buzz? Because I recall listening to The Buzz in the mornings and hearing you guys on before, if I'm correct.
Good morning, yes.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Oh, good morning, OC.
Thank you,
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Now, I've given a brief introduction of units moving and portable storage. Tell us about its inception, what it is all about.
Right. So, thank you. So, Units is a sister company for the DMS organization. And as you know, DMS prides itself on being a solutions-based company, an organization that's also combines innovation. And sometime in 2021, our principal tasked me with finding a storage solution for the Cayman Islands, and very interested in the portable. And the most recognized name in portable storage is a four-letter name that it's pods. Okay. And so we started, they were not franchising at the time. So we started looking for alternatives and came across an innovative company called Units and contacted them and their franchising department. And when they saw the Cayman Islands, their first reaction was, no, I'm sorry, the population is too small. The minimum population for a Units franchise at this time was about 800,000. So I was still tasked with getting this franchise here on this island. And we did an excellent job as a team at DMS putting a business plan together to educate them on the sophistication of the island and what the Cayman Islands is all about. We're not on the coconut telegraph and that sort of thing.
Thatch houses.
Yeah, thatch houses. We are much more sophisticated than that, and we educated them. And we are blessed with other franchise here on island with two Starbucks. Like, how do we have two Starbucks here, right? Like, it's crazy. We have a Regis franchise, Subway, as they talked about earlier, and multiple. And these are all a part of our business plan. So once they, got a taste of Cayman, they wanted to meet with us, and we signed a franchise agreement with them in November of 2022. And it took me an entire year, me and my team, and Alan was not with me yet, to procure the containers, which are made in China. And I was listening to the conversation earlier, so we're not even going to go there yet. We currently have 115 on island, so we're good. We have plenty of storage for people of the island now. But it took almost a year to get the containers sourced, get them on island, to get the customized trucks that carry the containers, and our most innovative product, which is the robo, we'll talk about later in the program, to get all that on island and get ready to integrate into Cayman. Towards the end of that journey is when we brought Alan on as our operations and soon-to-come facility manager. Alan comes to us with
few decades.
decades of experience in logistics, as well as with other businesses on island and hospitality.
Like that,
So he's been a great fit. He was our boots on the ground and in the office for the first year with me. And we just recently hired another sales and delivery specialist.
Okay, so let's talk about the delivery and how does that process work?
It's very simple. Very, very simple. You just basically give us a call, and then you tell us when, where, how many you need, and where to put it. And the putting part is done with our innovative product called the Robo. We're going to find a better name for it, maybe Bobo or TD. But it's a remote-controlled robot, basically, like a mini forklift. Allows us to place the containers in the tightest of spaces, in a car spot, around the corner behind the building. All of those are actually real scenarios. But the process is very, very simple. Yeah.
I wonder if it's as good as Hurricane Ivan. I remember after Hurricane Ivan, down in, colloquially, we call it the swamp area.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
And there was a gentleman who was renowned, worked with this at the school, the high school, and all the kids knew him and everything. And after Hurricane Ivan, this 40-foot container was placed between his house and a tree. And everyone was wondering how in the world could it have gotten there. Yeah, the water put it there. It was neatly placed in between, and you had to be extremely innovative to figure out how in the world we were going to get it out from there. So it sounds like that's what your unit will do as well. So let's talk about the innovative features of your storage containers and as well as the capacity. Okay.
Yeah, they're all made from galvanized dip steel. With the elements we have in the Cayman Islands with the rust, that's a game changer for us. If you look at the 40-foot and 20-foot containers, shipping containers, they tend to rust heavily over time, as you might be aware. The floors themselves are polished. They're rubberized and everything else to allow for smooth finishes and no issues there. So if you think of the 12-foot container, if you have a 2 or 3 bedroom home, about a 2-bedroom apartment, they could hold something for in that size. The 16-foot hold a little bit more, as you can imagine, like a 3-bedroom condo and that sort of thing. But we do have the doors that we are used to, which are just the swing doors versus the roll-up doors that you would see in the warehouses, right? So our containers have the swing doors that just open wide open, which allows more for what we're accustomed to. Walk into our home, into another room, and that sort of thing. It's an extension of your home. You think of it that way. So, and then obviously we spoke about the robo as well, the remote control, which allows us. It also adds an element of safety. We have friends in the other industries that use hammer trucks, as you're familiar with.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
But they're limited. But at the same time, our workers can stand at a distance and survey the areas around them, kids, and that sort of thing, making sure everyone is safe and neatly, safely, securely place a container in the spot.
Yes, okay. And if I can add
sure.
the containers, one of the one of the best features that I see is they're waterproof. So they are sealed all around, top to bottom, doors everywhere, water resistant. And Alan and I actually filmed during the storms last year. We did a little film where it was pouring down rain and opened up the doors to the container, and it was spotless, like dry, not a drop. The only water we found was an actual water bottle in the corner. But with them also being water resistant, they're also what the franchise calls critter proof. So there's no way that snakes or other kinds of critters can get in there, lizards or the iguanas, things like that. So they're very secure. They're very safe. They have a lock hatch system on them, unlike the 20 and 40 foot containers, which we have several 40 foot containers at our site now, since that's what the 12 and 16s were shipped in, and they're difficult to get into. Difficult. I mean, I can drive a forklift, but I can't open a 20 or 40 foot container. So yeah, they're highly durable. They withstand up to 120 mile an hour winds, water resistant. They do have vents on them to allow for airflow through. So it's not that sweltering when you walk into a 20 or 40, it's like that sweltering heat that just you want to melt. Right. It's a little bit different air control in there.
Okay, now before we go on to talk about pricing, Adrienne, you mentioned earlier about the difficulty of finding a company that would allow a franchise with a smaller population. And I recall in the earlier days, and it still exists today because we still don't have one, that one of the reasons that McDonald's was not in the Cayman Islands was because of our population size. I know, in my earlier career, within the immigration department, we were also looking to see how we could have pre-clearance here in the Cayman Islands for the United States. And we had to have a certain amount of traffic going through, 1-point-something million per year in order for us to be able to qualify or for the U.S. to justify having a pre-clearance here. So you experience the same thing. But like you said, the Cayman Islands, we are unique. We are. To a certain extent. And we also have an itinerant population. People come and they leave. Some people have to leave because of the rollover policy, and they may decide, well, I'm leaving, but I'm planning on coming back.
Perfect.
So these are some of the arguments I would imagine that you were able to use. Absolutely. In justifying in putting your case forward.
Yeah. And with over we have 127 nationalities represented here, and then again with all the building. The size of the financial, and legal that we have here, we're just there was a strong argument for a storage solution like that on this island, and we made it, and we became their first international franchise, and that's a big feat. That's a great accomplishment. And
I would imagine our size as well. While we're small, that would we only have a certain amount of land space here in the Cayman Islands. Of course. So you want to have that ability to to store things some other way as well. So we're going to go to our commercial break. When we return, we're going to talk some more. But what I want us to focus on when we return is the fact that hurricane season is upon us. The month of May, preparedness month, as far as well. So let's talk about the role that your company, will play in terms of hurricane preparedness as well. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The Buzz will be back shortly.
Thank you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. During the last Lionistic year, they successfully carried out community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, site screenings, spelling bees, swim meets, and their community food pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service during the 2024-2025 Lionistic year and for many more years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman. Where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years. The 24th Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Joy, is here. Presented by the New Self-Help Foundation, Sunday, June 29th at the Hawkville Theatre. Awesome performances by actress Caitlin Tyson, Erica Asai, Rico Rolando, Jade Dixon, Williams Quartet, Dequan Smith, UCCI Dance Company, Cayman Music School, Radiance Dance Studio, Centerpoint Dance Studio, John Gray Elite Strings, Lloyd Barker, Ola Jimmy LaPierre, and more. Tickets cost $15 CI prepaid and $20 at the gate, and available from the #1 shoe shop and Winners Circle Sports. Talent Exposition of the Arts, Joy, hosted by Anika Connolly and Lloyd Barker, June 29th at the Hawkville Theatre. Gates open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Part proceeds from this event to benefit the Foundation Educational Development Training Program of the Arts.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And by Yum. Daily school lunch menus are available to browse on the Yum website. Just visit yumcayman.ky for more info.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. I am a guest host, Orrett Connor, filling in for Miss Catherine Miller in the studio. We have representatives from Units, Moving and Portable Storage. They are Miss Adrienne Polotowicz, who's vice president, and Mr. Alan Blake, who's the operations and facility manager of Units, Moving and Storage. We're going to satisfy our audience, our listening audience as well. So one of our listening audience wrote and said, can you please ask for the website or social media platform for this container company?
Absolutely. We make it super easy. You can find us on Instagram at Units Cayman Islands. Facebook is Units Cayman. And our website is units.ky.
Okay.
Or you can WhatsApp us.
Yeah, give
our
us a
phone
call.
number, 929-UNIT, which is 8648. 938-UNIT, 8648. We're easy to find.
Yeah, love to have the conversation with you.
Yeah. And we're going to have you repeat that before the end of the show as well, so that we can get that, out there. We were going to talk about hurricane preparedness and everything because this is the week, but I think people should know about, your price line and everything, as well. Give them all of that advanced information, and then we can give them the good news as well. Along with that. And based on what I'm hearing, your prices are reasonable.
Yeah, we are. So we priced in line with fixed storage on island, since there is not a true competitor. But we added the value of delivery and convenience of basically having storage where you want it, when you want it, at your doorstep. And if you don't have the space for it, then you could store at our temporary site and just give us a call whenever you need access. Or if you're ready to relocate those items to a new location, we obviously can deliver everything there. You don't have to do anything. Just tell us where and when, and we'll move it. And then if you don't need the 12 or 16 foot container, we do have less than, or LCL, less than container load storage options starting, as you see there, the units blue. Those are great for document storage, for smaller precious items, or really organizing, right? So you could organize, they're all numbered, they're barcoded. So 1 through 36 could be Christmas, 37 through 47 could be kitchen items, and you can keep everything nice and organized. We move these as well. These are priced starting at $5 per month. That's the units blue. So we have very affordable storage. And you can see they've got a hinge top. Well, you might not know, Alan.
They can see it. Yeah.
They have a hinge top close. Still, a lot of times with storage containers, they have the snap-on tops that fall off or crack or this or that. These aren't going anywhere. And these are reusable. They're recyclable. So, yes, while they may be made of a recyclable plastic, and you want to steer away from plastic for the environment purposes, but we're reusing these. So it's also doesn't become trash. It doesn't become cardboard that you need to.
One-time use. No.
Yeah. So we use these over and over. We have a sterilizing, cleanings, whole protocol that we do with them. Then for our 12 and 16 foot containers, they start at just $275 a week. That's $275, and it's all flexible. So if you need to keep that more than a week, then you can keep it more. And then we have our monthly solutions starting at $699 and $799 a week.
Okay. So, and are there any minimums or maximums?
Well, I mean, the minimum would be the week, right?
Okay.
So, but we're very flexible with that. And if you want to store longer term for years, or something like that, like you said, if someone's going off island and they want to store for a year, we'll work something out with you. So just call us, and we will adjust to what your needs are.
Okay. Let's talk about now the advice that you would want to give to persons who have valuables, and they may be valuable not in terms of monetary value, but also emotional and everything else. What advice do you give to those persons during the upcoming hurricane season?
Yeah, for the hurricane season. So as we talked about the units blue, right? You can safely wrap and store in those. If you're leaving for a few months and you don't want to worry about, I didn't put this in or put that in, just call us. We can store it in a container. We can secure it. We have easy straps that we can tighten everything up so nothing's going to shift or move when we're transporting it. We do have the level loading system, but again, you need to be smart and secure things inside the unit itself, right? Yeah. So we encourage people to use that as well. And then, once you store with us, even at our temporary site, we will secure that during the hurricane. So you can even stock up on your hurricane supplies, and you can organize if you want water or cans or whatever it is. And this is not just for individuals. This rolls over into the businesses and the organizations and the shelters, right? Regimen. You can put all of your hurricane stores, all of your supplies into a unit. We could store it at our site and then deploy as soon as it's safe to go on the road, so that the districts, in most need, or every district, you have some of the items that your essentials after the storm. So I like to say for units, we're here for you before, during, and after the storm. Yeah. Alan, did you want to?
Yeah, well, we had a customer as well last hurricane season who stored his hurricane shutters after the storm, right? So you just have to think about how you can apply the storage. I mean, everyone needs storage. You just have to think about where you can do it. What do you need it for? Think of the space you have right now that could be used for something else as valuable and essential, and then convert that into one of our storage units. And again, it's no long-term commitments. This month you can need it and you're fine. We've had a very high number of repeat customers. They're seasonal, people who are bringing import stuff for the season, businesses that want to avoid demurrage fees, which are very costly, almost $100 a day. Whereas if you really did the numbers with units, it's about $30 a day.
Okay.
Right? And a minimum of a week or 30 days.
Excellent. Now, we are aware of the fact that you do partner and assist churches and local organizations as well. Let's talk about that.
I mean, the very first week we launched, we started to support Cayman Islands Marathon, which, as you know, supports the Cadet Corps and also the Cayman Islands Humane Society and Cancer Society, sorry. And the week after that, we launched our very first annual toy drive. I mean, we've partnered with over 10 charities so far in a year and a half that we've been in business. It's near and dear to our hearts. It's at the center of what we do. Community is everything about what we do, providing a need. And so when a charity calls us up, or they don't call us up, because there was one that one of our employees had saw they needed storage, and they reached out to Cayman Islands Humane Society last year when they received a whole bunch of feeding. We said to them, hey, we got a storage unit for you.
Yeah, they had
No
nowhere to
cost.
store it.
That was us.
Wow.
And then we also had one where we're preparing for hurricanes. We're preparing for hurricane season. We're getting all of our containers together and everything else. And a customer calls us. Yeah, frantic call. And a customer calls us up and say, hey, we need the storage to hold feeding for some of our horses. And we said, well, this is the 11th hour plus 30 minutes, right? So we end up jumping into, we got a van and a container ready for them, delivered just up the road. And it was one of those places you can't put a regular container. So we're driving literally up a hill between the trees around the corner. But it makes us feel near and dear to our hearts because we provide a service. And we mentioned during the break that we've also partnered with customers who need a container right away because they were impacted after the Northwester. Adrienne lived up that area. She got an umbrella out and said, start walking in the rain. And
when the roads were still flooded, yeah.
And this customer said, hey, we need a container. They were able to resume business the very next day.
Yeah.
So it's very important to us.
Okay. Now, in starting this business, and we know that, we deal with containers because that's how things are shipped on island. But they're usually from the wharf to the custom storage area to the customer in a matter of days back out again. Did you have to overcome any hurdles as far as planning is concerned when starting the business? Any concerns that they had, about the optics, how they would look, or were there any challenges along the way?
I mean, we do get questioned, if,
managers.
with regards to planning and, but they're portable they're storage containers and they're movable.
They're not permanent.
They don't require permitting. And it's a flexible product, right? So if you own the land and you need storage on your land, we just bring it to you. We do run into some issues with stratas where they don't want it there, which is fine. We work with the strata managers and say how many days do they need to load up their items, and then we remove it.
Right.
And then, like if they're doing a renovation or something, and then we'll bring the items back to them when the renovation is done. And the strata managers that we've worked with have been amazing. They've been wonderful. So we haven't really run into any issues on the logistics side. Everybody's been great. We would like to partner more with the ports to see how we can help alleviate some of the stress of them when they do get overloaded, particularly along the holidays and high seasons where they just have so much coming in and they can't move it out quickly enough, or if one of the cranes goes down. We want to be someone that they think of as a resource to help them in those solutions because we're available.
And your units are aesthetically pleasing.
Pretty.
Yeah, beautiful,
right?
Yeah, and they're customizable. You could actually advertise on them if you wanted. Real estate agents or businesses, and get yourself on the. You could put Radio Cayman on the side of a container if you wanted, right?
Yeah.
So they are aesthetically pleasing, and it's just. We're also building, and I haven't even mentioned, but when you were talking about the port, is our 35,000 square foot warehouse. So we will be able to accommodate, even more storage containers. We will be able to alleviate. We're right behind the airport,
centralized,
and we're very centralized location. So we can even help. I know. when the airport has storage issues, aviation, we can assist with that as well.
Yeah, strategically positioned there for that as well.
So we're here for you, just give us a call.
and we're that flexible as well. I mean, last year we had a Pirates Week, as you know, Pirates Week. So we got a phone call literally the Sunday night.
And he was on vacation.
So whenever I plan vacations, when we have an uptick. But no, we were able to move the container to every district for that entire week. I'm not sure if anyone has seen that. Your callers can reach and dial in and say which one did it, let us know which one that is, and we can set them up to talk to them about other things.
It makes event logistics seamless. We've been doing the Cancer Stride with Dave.
This is
second year, and he's like, I don't know how we did this, setting up water stops and things. He's like, I don't know how we did this. Like my guys were up there, they love you. We're in and out and done in an hour. It's great.
Okay, we're going to take our last commercial break, folks. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The Buzz will be back shortly.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Cayman Art Week is back from Tuesday the 20th to Sunday the 25th of May. It's a fun-filled program of art events, pop-up exhibitions, open studios, and late opening hours at galleries and venues across all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit at your own pace or join one of our district bus tours with a new route added this year in Cayman Brac. All events are free and open to the public with art on sale for every budget. For all the latest, visit CaymanArtWeek.com.
Follow Radio
Social
Cayman
media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube.
Download
our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning and welcome back to The Buzz. We're in the final segment this morning and of our final leg of our first segment this morning. The conversation has been taking place with Miss Adrienne Polotowicz, who's the Vice President of Units Moving and Portable Storage. Also with us, Mr. Alan Blake, who is the Operations and Facility Manager of Units Moving and Portable Storage as well. We've talked about many things this morning about how Units has partnered with charities and local organizations, the various storage solutions that they have. And right here, those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you will see, one of their portable units sitting right here. Yes, you can open that and show as well. We've spoken about the durability of their units, about the innovative technologies that they have incorporated into their services as well. We've talked about some of the success stories also, but we want to talk about those persons who are interested and have questions about being able to access their belongings or whatever they have stored. Yes, there.
Well, the easiest thing is if it's at your doorstep, right? If it's at your house.
Flip-flops.
Yeah, we do. There is a lock. There's a locking system, as I had mentioned earlier. And so we do sell the locks if you don't have your own. And we don't want to keep a copy of it. That is for you. If you happen to lose it, we can cut it off for you. But you can keep the storage with you and you keep control of it. So that's really the easiest access. If you don't have that available to you, we do have a secured site where we keep all of the containers with people's personal belongings. Those, again, all have locks on them. The owners have the key, or the renters have the keys. And all you have to do is call us or WhatsApp us and we'll arrange access for you. It'll be the same when we have our secured 35,000 square foot warehouse. You'll be able to access there as well. If you're renting, an area of units blue and you need certain units blue, we can go ahead and pull those out for you as well. And, just let us know when you want to come from it. If you want to come after hours, we can put your storage container outside of the secured area as long as you know it's going to be outside, as long as it still has the lock on it. And so then you could really access 24/7. You just need to communicate with us, right? It's a relationship.
And that's one of the most important
communication
part of it as well, is that we're here, we're personable. You just give us a shout. You're not going to reach a call center and that sort of thing.
Locally owned, operated.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's. I was going to ask you about that. The importance of customer satisfaction and everything. And here in Cayman, word of mouth goes a long way, despite the fact that we have all, adverts and you have social media platforms and everything else. But, you're surprised sometimes by the amount of persons who are not aware of things and where they can be located. So that word of mouth. So you may get a chat group and someone says, anyone knows, I'm going away for a month. What can I do, with my with my stuff?
No, so relationships are very important. Reviews and getting customer feedback. Born and raised here, and that first question: who you for? Who you belong to? And then we strike up a conversation. But they then explain to us, and we're a very important part of their journey. Someone is leaving their home. Someone's moving into their brand new home. First-time Caymanian buyer, she was bringing some stuff in, didn't have anywhere to put them, and we gave her a great housewarming gift for a new home, and it's very important to us. Very, very important to us.
And a lot of it is unexpected too, right? So with businesses and with individuals, you could have a pipe leak or bust in your house, and you're in a panic mode, and you've got to go through the whole renovation, and what do you do with your stuff? Just call us. We bring the container to you. We partner with moving companies, so while we don't employ the movers, we do partner with them so they can assist in the moving in the moving and the packing process. They're very familiar with the way units work, so they know how to pack inside the unit, and they'll know how to use our easy straps to secure the items. And if you don't need an entire 12 or 16 foot unit, you've got the LCL, you've got the units blue, right? We have solutions. And, there was something about misconceptions. We were, when we were looking through some of the questions. And I think one of the biggest ones is, I can't afford it. Well, this is $5. So we are, cognizant of the cost here in the Cayman Islands. And we want to be able to serve everyone in the storage space because everyone needs storage at some some point in time. We all need storage. And we're just thrilled to be able to have this product on island and provide it to the people of the Cayman Islands.
And we make it very simple. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
We make it very simple. That's the key behind it. It's contactless. Everything's electronic. We'll send you the rental agreement electronic. You can sign electronically. Well, you don't have to be there when we're delivering it. Just send us a WhatsApp picture where it's supposed to be. You make payments online as well. That's it. Okay. And then you open your eyes and then you see a beautiful container right in front of your parking spot or behind your yard where you told us to put it. And
Okay. Are there any restricted items and items that you say to people, don't, we won't accept those for storage.
You can't live in them. I'm sorry. Now that's where you're going to get us in trouble.
That's a misconception. Those are misconceptions.
That's where planning will come in and get us in trouble. You cannot live in these, as pretty as they are.
Yeah.
But no, it is written within the rental agreement that we cannot store flammable,
hazardous
materials, any illegal products, substances.
Anything that would perish. Candles, unfortunately, we love candles, but they'll melt. And
Mine smells great. My unit smells great because I put candles in there. They're like, wow, this is the best smelling unit we have.
I told her not to. Yeah, that's funny.
So if someone was moving off island and required a container, do you provide that service as well?
Well, not to export off the island itself.
Not yet.
But yes. But not yet, exactly.
Not yet.
But we have had customers who have left and they had they no longer have their apartment. Mom and dad don't have any space at their place, or aunt, cousin, uncle, etc. So they stored with us until that time came, and one of the moving companies, freight forwarders, contacted us and we picked it up. It may, we're a bit biased because we are part units, but it is that simple. It's really that simple. We just take all the hassle and stress out of having to arrange a container at the last minute. My flight is next week. What am I going to do? Give me a call. We'll come by and pick it up. We'll come by and drop off the container. We'll let you know who the moving companies that we refer people to. They pack it up. We pick it back up at our location. Just give us a call when you're ready. Tell us what to do with it.
Okay. And if I find myself in that position, then what number do I call? How do I contact you?
929 unit.
Which is
8648.
8648.
Okay.
Or units.ky. To make it easier, that's our website. Info@units.
Info@units.ky.
We're all about units.
Yeah, exactly. So units.ky is our website. On there, you can get an online quote as well. You get the quote. The quote in there, again, because we're part of a franchise, it is in U.S. dollars.
Okay.
So don't freak out by the prices that pop up on there. And again, at the end of the day, give us a call.
Yeah.
We'll just like to hear about
you.
the project. We understand what's going on, and we'll work with you on what we need to work on. It's about solutions first and foremost. Adrienne and I have spoken with government officials and governments and different administrations and businesses and you name it all over the year. And they may not have needed it then. They call us later on and say, hey, Alan, can you do this? Yeah, we do it. Yeah. We'll figure it out. All right.
Okay. And want to give you an opportunity for some closing comments before we still have about 2 minutes left to go. All of the things that you want to remind our listeners about as well.
Well, I just like to remind everyone that we are a solutions-based company. And at Units, we move with you when you need it, how you need it, for as little or as long. And we're about community, right? We want to be a part of the Cayman, a part of the culture, and really provide you with the solutions you need when you need them. And whether it's planned or whether it's crisis, right? We can move you to the other side of the island, or we can just we can store your items long or short term, and just give us a call, talk to us, tell us what your needs are, and we'll find a tailored solution to you, starting as low as $5 or $275 a week. We can sort it out.
And also remind of your expanded facility. When is that expected to come online?
Yeah. Well, we hope to be breaking ground this year on it. We've already purchased the land. We've already filled it. Our roof and wall panels.
You mean you were able to still find land to purchase in Cayman?
Well, we had it a few years, but yeah. We actually did a pop-up event there, so some people are familiar. They know exactly where it's going to be. We did a little pop-up event in combination with EK Trade, which was super fun, and we plan to do more of those. So keep your eyes and ears out on our social media, which is Units Cayman Islands or Units Cayman on Instagram. And follow us, like us, tag us, send us your photos, tell us your stories. And we're here for you, Cayman.
Okay. Exactly. And the last words from you, Alan?
No, I mean, Adrienne has summed it up quite nicely. You'll see us again in the community over by the Cayman Islands Society of HR Professionals on the end of the month in May, over by Hotel Indigo.
Okay.
Go on their website, take a look. But we'll be there with a photo booth, so you can take a look then.
Excellent,
All right.
excellent. I want to thank you all. Wish you all the
Thank
best
you.
as
Thank
well,
you.
folks.
Thank you so much, OC.
When we return, we will be having other guests in the studio, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The Buzz will be back shortly.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The Cayman Islands Fire Service is set to host a recruitment drive event at the Georgetown Fire Station. It's taking place this Saturday from 10 until 2. For more information, you can head to the Ministry of Home Affairs Facebook page. Donald Trump suggests no significant progress will be made in Ukraine peace talks until he and Russian President Vladimir Putin meet in person. Speaking on Air Force One, he says, quote, "Look, nothing's going to happen until Putin and I get together, okay?" It comes after Ukraine's President Zelensky accused Russia of sending, quote, stand-in props to peace talks in Turkey. Moscow confirmed earlier that Putin would not be attending. Zelensky, who's in Ankara, had challenged Putin to meet him. Russia's foreign ministry has hit back at Zelensky's comment, calling him a, quote, clown and a loser. The Turkish foreign ministry sources tell the BBC, quote, no meeting is scheduled yet. Russia earlier said talks had been moved to this afternoon. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Got Tampa on your mind? Well, Cayman Airways has your discounted ticket to fly away just this June to Tampa. Tampa airfares are now on sale from just $332 round trip, including taxes and fees. But hurry, this sale ends this Saturday, May 17th. Book on CaymanAirways.com, contact a travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That, unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Attention, Boddentown residents. The Department of
Good morning and welcome back to The Buzz. I am your host, Orrett Connor, filling in for Miss Kathy Miller. On this segment, we're going to be diving into the vibrant world of Cayman Art Week. Cayman Art Week is now in its 5th year, and we are told bigger and better than ever. This exciting event, it runs from Tuesday the 20th of May until Sunday the 25th of May, connecting local artists, galleries, collectors, and art lovers across more than 40 venues in all 3, not one Cayman Islands, but all 3 Cayman Islands as well. So, joining us this morning to share the details are Miss Natalie Urquhart, who's the founder and creative director of Cayman Art Week, and Miss Kerri-Anne Chisholm, the operator of Grambella, a creative community space in the most beautiful district in the Cayman Islands, the district of Northside. Ladies, good morning. Welcome to The Buzz.
Good morning. It's always great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Okay.
We have so much to share today.
Yes.
We were talking about offline earlier on. Yeah, we can't believe that Cayman Art Week's in its 5th year. For those listening that might not have engaged with Cayman Art Week before, it was created in 2021, really as a response to the closed borders. We wanted to make sure that the commercial side of the art market, which is the galleries, the artists themselves, the open studios, venues like Grambella's, had a chance to connect to collectors and the general public to share their work, but also to sell their work. So this is really a commercial platform for the art sector. And even in year 1, the explosion, I think, of community will was just really overwhelming. It's a really positive event. Every age group, it's multi-generational, and there's a lot of different ways to engage with artists and venues, and we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Okay. So we want to hear about Grambella's as well. The name, unique, very unique.
It is.
It has something to do with a grandma, I believe.
Yes,
right?
It does.
Tell us.
Yeah, so it's a space that was formed kind of out of a response of creating opportunities for artists that then, to be able to experiment, but then also artists that don't have access to studio spaces that want to kind of show their work in kind of an alternative venue to then kind of, refine and figure out their practice. But in terms of Grambella's as a space, so it's responding to my history as being a Northsider, which I think is something that's, sometimes the Eastern districts we get forgotten, but I think that, especially with Cayman Art Week, that's something that I'm really grateful for, is that, with all of the activity and the different studios and the different spaces that are being highlighted through Cayman Art Week, that we're kind of being placed on the map, although we're already on the map, but
Yeah, we found you last year, didn't we? And the way that we navigate Cayman Art Week, and we'll go into detail in just a second, but there are tours to each general area in Grand Cayman and the Sister Islands. So we're going to be visiting Grambella's on Saturday with our Core East. That's the name of the tour. And that's a great opportunity to jump on a longer experience. It's about a 4 to 5 hour bus tour. And we go up to East End, and there's a wonderful new studio that's opening up in East End. We're going to go see Kerri at Grambella's with a great group show. And then there are some wonderful, I'm going to call them hidden gems in many ways, wonderful art venues and galleries in Boddentown, Breakers, and we're going to be coming back to Mind's Eye, Miss Lassie's, with the Culture Foundation, and of course Pure Art on the edge of Georgetown. So there are loads of different venues on that Core East tour, but it really gets us all the way across the island and up to the eastern districts.
And I'm sure you're going to have persons who have done this every year, but you will also have some persons who are doing it for the first time.
Absolutely.
What sort of advice would you give to them? Tell them what to expect.
Absolutely. All of this is on the Cayman Art Week website. And I think one of the things when I was creating the website, it's meant to be an evergreen site. So again, Cayman Art Week is a week-long event every year, but most of these venues exist throughout the year. So we're really here to promote them, to share their work. And you can jump on CaymanArtWeek.com. There are several different main pages. You can learn about the galleries, and every profile of each venue has the Google Map location. It's got a phone number, it's got an email, and if they have a website, it's got a website. So it is probably the single most resource place to learn about these creative venues in Cayman throughout the year and for Art Week. So there's a Google map that shows you all the different locations that are collaborating. There's 40 plus venues, again, across Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac. We have 5 venues in Cayman Brac and a bus tour on Saturday. And we have a Little Cayman bike tour. That should be good for you.
Yes.
A bike tour in Little Cayman.
One on Grand Cayman.
Next year we're going to do a bike tour.
We could do it for North. We could do it for North Side.
And then you can go to Over the Edge afterwards. My dad will join you. So basically, it's a 5-day program. If you are not sort of digitally savvy and you want to come and learn a little bit more about it, come to the launch event, which we're doing in collaboration with our partner, the National Gallery, and our host, our patron, Susan Oldie. That's on Wednesday, the 21st of May, kicking off from 7 till 9 p.m. And it's across the National Gallery site. There are 3 exhibitions and probably about 100 artists on display, including the amazing time-back photographic archive of 60 years of Cayman's history. Wow. We're doing in collaboration with the Cayman Compass Archive. Amazing exhibition.
Oh, yes.
Those exhibitions are on for several months as well. So if you don't make it on Wednesday night, please come down. The gallery is always free admission to everybody. Everybody is welcome. That event is going to be able to, you're going to be able to get a map, get some collateral, learn about who's exhibiting, meet some of the venues, meet the artists at the gallery, and then Thursday evening, we start our bus tours. So all of these venues will be open throughout the day. So again, if you're not an evening person, you can just go on the website, find out where they are, and self-visit. But the fun thing about Cayman Art Week is we have bus tours for each major event. And those are free, and we call them hop on, hop off. So you can go to one venue, jump on the bus, take you to the next venue, and then stay a while or keep going on to the next venue. So we separate this with Core West, which is the 7 Mile Beach Corridor, on Thursday, the 22nd of May, kicking off from Cayman Bay at 6 p.m. But again, you can start the bus tour from any of the participating venues. And it runs till 9 p.m. So there are about 12 venues. Our partners for Thursday are Hotel Indigo and Kimpton, both of whom have amazing art venues in their spaces. And of course, Cayman Bay as well. But there are multiple venues. The Grove has Carlos Garcia Gallery. We have pop-ups with people like Yone Powery, amazing sculptor at Optique at Queen's Court. So a lot of the different retail spaces are showcasing art. Some of those will only exist for the week. And then some of those are the really wonderful galleries that exist throughout the year, like Kennedy Gallery or the gallery at Cayman Bay with Jason Kennedy. Of course, then we move on Friday to Central Georgetown with Course Central, which we do in collaboration with a wonderful team at Georgetown Revitalization, Colin Lumsden. We have I think we have about 15 venues in Georgetown. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We are having a second route in Georgetown this year out into the industrial area because we have some wonderful studios with some young Caymanian artists showcasing their work there. So that's going to run for a slightly longer timeline from 6 till 10 p.m. And our kickoff point for the first bus is Cardinal Avenue as usual. So that will be the end of Cardinal Avenue adjacent to Seafarers Way. And again, we have booths at each of these kickoff spaces so that you can get your map and learn about how to get involved. We mentioned Core East, that you do need to sign up in advance. That's on Eventpros. Just Google Cayman Art Week on Eventpros or go to the website. And then, as we said, very exciting to expand the program. We've always had a program in the Sister Islands with Gordon Solomon Gallery, the amazing Simone Scott Gallery, Nim Things, and Little Cayman Museum. But this year we have bus tours and a really wonderful program of events in Cayman Brac, mainly on Saturday, the 24th of May, including a special seniors art tour. And then Little Cayman's main event is on Friday, the 23rd. And again, jump on the website to learn more about that.
Okay, I was going to ask you about any distinguishing features of this year different from last year, but you've covered all of those. It seems as if See, it seems as if every year there's more innovation taking place as well.
I think that's a wonderful thing. I'd love Kerri to speak to this too, because we always say Cayman Art Week, when I designed the platform, and this really came out of me sitting at home in lockdown thinking, I know a lot of these galleries are, most of these people are good friends, and they were in real trouble not being able to sell their work because we rely so much on the tourism sector to buy artwork. So this is very much about commerce, about the growth of the market, but we are a platform to showcase their creativity. So we're excited every year because every venue puts on a new exhibition. They might have artists meet and greet. You can go down and you can hear from the artists themselves. I know you're going to be doing that at Grambella's, right? And we love seeing what people bring to the table.
Yeah. And I think that, speaking specifically to the website, I think that that's really a really important resource for us here on the island, because I think that, a lot of people say, well, there are artists, what are they doing? Who are they? How can I see their work? And I've actually used the website outside of Cayman Art Week to showcase to people, okay, well, here are some things that are happening. Here are the studios, here are the galleries. This is how you can know what's happening. Because sometimes it can feel like it's a little bit underground if you're not plugged into the art world. And you kind of think, okay, I see artwork in places, or I know the National Gallery is there, but then, to know actually what's happening. And I think that that's really I think one of the most important things that I feel like, well, not the most important, obviously, but probably the second most important thing that comes out of it.
Access, though, isn't it? How do we find these amazing people doing amazing things? And I think especially the studios, the studios often aren't open for the general public, or maybe they are by appointment.
Yeah.
But getting into an artist studio and seeing them working and seeing half-finished pieces, I know for me is so exciting.
And it's that connection that you make with the artists and with, within the spaces. And that I think is so important with being able to access those spaces on the Thursday and the Friday and the Saturday with the bus tours and with everything. I did go on to the website because someone was asking me okay, well, what are the things that are happening? What are the key things that I should do for Cayman Art Week? And I went onto the website and was like, there's a lot. So it depends on how you want to engage with it, that there is something that appeals to different audiences. And I think that that's really important as well, is to be able to feel like, you can kind of see yourself, if there's something specific that you want to do, that there's something for that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, do we take a commercial break? Do we still, or do we go straight through until 9:30? We have to take a commercial break. Okay, when we return, some of our listeners want to know more about Grambella's. So we're going to have Miss Kerri-Anne Chisholm tell us more about that as well. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The Buzz will be back shortly.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That, unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Attention, Boddentown residents. The Department of Environmental Health Boddentown Bulk Waste Collection will take place between May 19th to 24th. This bulk waste collection will replace the traditional year-end collection. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside, where it's easily accessible to the DEH's collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains, or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the Boddentown Bulk Waste Collection from May 19th to 24th, please contact the DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
Got Tampa on your mind? Well, Cayman Airways has your discounted ticket to fly away this June to Tampa. Tampa airfares are now on sale from just $332 round trip, including taxes and fees. But hurry, this sale ends Saturday, May 17th. Book on CaymanAirways.com, contact a travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning and welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Orrett Connor, filling in for Miss Kathy Miller. We're talking about Cayman Art Week. That conversation is taking place with Miss Natalie Urquhart, who's the founder and creative director of Cayman Art Week, and Miss Kerri-Anne Chisholm, who's the operator of Grambellas, which is a creative community space in the beautiful district of North Side. I spend my Sundays there, at least in the mornings. Miss Kerri.
It's the best district.
Yes.
Unbiasedly, obviously.
You might have to open your show early on Sunday to
right, yes, get the cyclists there, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, because we're every day from Tuesday until Sunday, we'll be open from 1 until 7 p.m. But on the Sunday, I think we will open earlier to accommodate the cyclists, but also a lot of families come through to Northside, which is nice that we open our gates and stamp passports as people come through. But being able to connect with the artists, so on the Sunday, all of the artists will be in the space at Grambella's, and I think that's you were saying that someone was asking about Grambella's, that as a project space that we're really opening our doors. I mean, we don't have physical doors, so it is an outdoor kind of backyard space that is meant to connect us in that very intuitive Caribbean, Caymanian sense of coming together in the backyard. But we are opening an opportunity for artists. So this year we have 7 artists that are displaying their works very individually in the space. And throughout the week, so we'll be open 1 p.m. till 7 p.m. Okay. And I think one of the biggest things that we wanted to do was create access for people that are working, that they can come in the evenings, but then on the Saturday and the Sunday that they can come through at any time. We will be having a party, so we'll be having a closing. It's not technically a closing party because we won't close on the Saturday, but it's a closing party to kind of round up the week on Saturday from 7 p.m. until the neighbours say it's time. But usually they come in and join us, and we're there sometimes till like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, guys. Wow. But I think one of the things that I would encourage the audience and the visitors is to come in and see the works. So something that we've spoken about as with the artists is that there are different price points. So there's not just the originals that you can purchase, but those will go for a significantly higher price. But we have prints that are available, we have stickers, there are other memorabilia that are branded by the artists. So that's something that, if audiences are feeling like, oh, I don't know if I can afford to kind of invest in an original right now, that they can invest in a lower price point. And that's something that a lot of artists across the island do as well, is to be able to create access to being able to invest into their work and into their practice. So I would definitely encourage audiences to come out and visit the spaces. With Pure Art, there are a lot of prints that are available there as well. So kind of going around to the different venues and making connections with the artists, because that's what Cayman Art Week is for us as the community to really invest into the careers, whether that is, the personal stories of the artists, the personal stories that are linked with the works that they're making and creating, but also thinking about collecting their work and purchasing their work, because without the purchasers and the collectors, then artists are creating, and it's really hard to make a solid income or living with that. So being able to make sure the ecosystem is functioning and is healthy.
And it really is. I mean, Cayman Art Week is about the business of art, right? In a different way than, say, the National Gallery, which is an art museum and education space. This is helping create a sustainable economy around the creative sector. And there's no pressure to buy art. If you'd like to buy, that's great. We really hope there's a lot of sales for the artists and galleries. But just come and learn as well. It's a great way in. And as Kerri said, buy a postcard, buy a print as a starting point, and go from there.
Okay, the artistic community in the Cayman Islands, can you talk about its growth and development over the years?
Well, I've been really honoured, as has Kerri. We've worked together for a long time on a load of different projects. We love working together. Yeah. Very honoured to be able to do that. I've been working in this industry now for about 25 years, I think. And I remember being at prep school as a kid and not having a lot of access to art in those days. It was really difficult. And when my mum and dad said, "What are you doing for your career?" and I said, "Art history, and I want to go into museum work." And then, they were really supportive. Everyone else said, "What is that?" So, even in that 20 years, I think Cayman has transformed in its respect for the arts, I think, as well. We've always had traditional industries here and creativity in Cayman, from boat building to incredible textiles. But really the fine art industry has really developed, I'm not going to say blown up, but expanded rapidly in the last 20, 25 years with a lot of different commercial galleries. If we look at how many galleries there are per capita in relation to other Caribbean islands who might be much more confident and maybe louder with their cultural history. We have a really active, busy scene that's really impressive. We have at least 250 artists creating, I think, by the National Gallery's latest database. And it's really starting to grow and develop, and we really definitely need the infrastructure to keep it moving forward, because a lot of our young people, they're growing up online or, gaming or doing anime. They need creative outlets as career opportunities. I think when we were getting into this, there weren't that many opportunities, and now there are a lot more. But we do need a national infrastructure to support that growth, and that's really what Cayman Art Week is trying to do as well. Is just provide another opportunity for that business development.
And what other areas could that support come from that you would like to see?
Well, we're trying to really connect the corporate sector as well to Cayman Art Week. So again, if you're in a big business or a small business, doesn't matter what size, it's a great way of bringing your staff out. These buses are a really fun way of engaging staff. That might be staff that are have generations of Caymanian history. It might be staff that only arrived in Cayman 6 months ago. This is a great way of learning a little bit about our cultural heritage, because of course the artists are creating work reflecting our history. So there's a couple of exhibitions that are entirely maritime painting, which we know a lot of the community will love. And one of those is at La Velle. Another one is at Seascape, Sea Rock, which is the former Hard Rock Cafe. The National Gallery right now has a beautiful exhibition with a lot of different maritime influences, as well as architectural heritage from Cayman's past. So there's a lot of ways to learn about the stories of our history during Cayman Art Week through the artist's work. So there really is something for everybody. And then in terms of the type of work that you'll see, again, that ranges from fashion at Mutiny with the Josh Pearl Group, amazing interventions that they do every year, to photography, to classical painting, to ceramics, to installation, there's storytelling, there's music.
It's really broad.
It's huge, isn't it?
And I think that's really exciting. As Natalie, as you were saying, that in the last, I've kind of been around the gallery and been working with you since 2009, and seeing, for me, it feels like a short period of time, but it is.
Yeah, it does.
The more that I look back, I'm like, okay, it was a little bit longer ago, but I think seeing how and seeing how the creativity has developed in Cayman is really heartening. And I think I've had the opportunity to travel some of the Caribbean and some of Latin America and Europe to be able to look at the creative ecosystem, and actually there is so much potential here in Cayman, and the amount of artists that are practicing per capita, the amount of galleries, the amount of studios, the amount of I think opportunities that are being created through the National Gallery, through things like Cayman Art Week, through different call-outs by the Cultural Foundation, from Visual Arts Society. So there is a huge amount of creative energy that has been developing, and I think that I'm just really, really excited. I think the more that I look and I think about, like, oh yeah, when I was at in high school, that I knew like 3 Cayman artists, and now to be able to say, or artists practicing in Cayman, that like now to be able to look at 250, and that's growing. I think that it's something that's really exciting, because it's not just individuals that are doing this, after work once they've finished their corporate job, but it's also individuals that are taking this on full time. That shows, yes,
that's the difference.
Yeah, and there's that investment from them as a creative, but also with the support that is coming from the community. So I think that there is a really, I think the trajectory and the future is really exciting, of where we're going and the support that's being developed. And I think that was also one of the reasons why Grambella's kind of, came onto the scene, or was birthed. I think that's the best way of saying it. It was birthed. It was literally in the bush. It was hidden in the bush, and it was birthed. To be able to create opportunities and be a kind of slot into that ecosystem, because in order for the ecosystem to be healthy, there has to be different aspects of it. And I think that we have the studios, we have the commercial galleries, we have the National Gallery, the National Museum, the Cultural Foundation, the Visual Art. So there's all of these different aspects that come together, and I think Grambella's kind of slots in as this this project space that possibilities are more or less endless. We have I don't want to give away too much, but we have something that's really exciting that's happening in the summer, so the end of July and August, that there's an artist that's going to do kind of a pop-up in the space, and it's being able to envision the space, or think about the space in a different way that a traditional white cube space wouldn't allow you to, and then maybe translating that into the white cube space later on. So, there's, for me, Grambella's is almost like this very industrial blank canvas that you can kind of chisel away and do anything that you want in it.
Constantly evolving.
Okay.
It's so exciting. And yeah, I know we're wrapping
up.
No,
that's okay. I'm going to say, I want to give both of you an opportunity for some closing comments. Time goes by very quickly when you're having fun. But since Ms. Chisholm has the mic, we'll let her have her closing comments, and Ms. Urquhart, you'll have the last say.
Thank you.
Last word.
Yeah, so I would encourage everyone to come out to Northside, make the pilgrimage to Northside. So we'll be open Tuesday to Sunday from 1 till 7 p.m. On Sunday, we'll be open a little bit earlier, so probably around 11. To come out, engage with the artists, so they will be there. But then also on Saturday, the 24th, from 7 p.m., we'll have our closing party. So it's an alcohol-free event.
Okay,
so
good,
individuals don't have to worry about driving back from Northside, but also just to protect the community that we don't have alcohol in the space. So we'll be having a closing party from 7 p.m. on Saturday.
And then a lot of the other venues on the various tours on Thursday and Friday, they're also doing refreshments with maybe some drinks and things like that. So each venue brings its own party. So again, you can get on the buses in a really safe way and go from venue to venue. As I mentioned, there's about 40 plus venues. So we just want to do a big shout out and thank you. We're not going to be able to list everybody individually, but jump on the website, get to know who they are, get to know how to support them throughout the year. A very big thank you, of course, to the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, our patron, Cayman Art Week's patron, Susan Oldie, who's been with us since day one, Hotel Indigo, Kimpton Seafire, Camana Bay, Harbour Walk, Cricket Square, Jake Scott, Aperol, and several other amazing supporters. We're a small volunteer team that put this on behind the scenes, so a very big thank you to the team that we're working with, including Kerri, who's been helping us with the Eastern Districts this year. And just come and learn about it. So join us at the National Gallery for the launch on Wednesday, the 21st at 7 p.m. Great way to engage with Cayman Art Week people. We've got loads of information there that will help you throughout the week. Or jump on that website that we mentioned, caymanartweek.com. We also have a really active social media page on Facebook and Instagram. We're profiling all of the venues every day. So jump back on that. It's a great way to learn about what is going on as well. So come out, support the artists. Again, this is multi-generational. We heard yesterday from someone whose mum said this is her favorite event of the year, and she's about 85.
Wow.
And she uses the buses. So you'll meet so many great people on the buses with you. There's a wonderful sense of community spirit. And everyone's out to have a great time and learn a lot about what's going on.
Excellent. So I want to give a big thank you to our guests, Miss Natalie Urquhart and Miss Kerri-Anne Chisholm, for sharing their insights and passions for Cayman Art Week as well. We also want to thank our listeners for tuning in. We encourage you to continue to support local art, and we hope to see you at Cayman Art Week from the 20th to the 25th of May. Until next time, I'm your host on The Buzz, Orrett Connor. Have a great day, and please stay safe as well.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And by Yum. Daily school lunch menus are available to browse on the Yum website. Just visit yumcayman.ky for more.